have looked on the first two sections of our site. So we decided to make some videos to explain the hardware concepts. So we'll be starting by architecture. So we'll be introducing just the notions of bits and qubits. So you know from classical computing that a bit is a unit of information that can hold 0 or 1 value. This is quite simple because these values are singular and there's not much to talk about it. It's either true or false. So it's much simpler. These units can be serialized, and 8 units of those, we call them bytes, and this is just 8 bits. You can imagine them as a cluster and so on for people who are not familiar with computing so much. Okay, and now in the quantum context, we have units called qubits. And these units are much more general because we have because a quantum system can be in two states at the same time. So when we observe it, it can go to either one of those, which is 0, or to the other one, which is 1. So when we observe them, we force it to collapse in a single state. And now, we define the 0 bit as this vector, and the 1 bit as the other vector. Now, we can define a state as more general as this, as C0, C1. But these C0s and C1 are bounded by the fact that in general we have a sum of probabilities of 100%. So let's say at some moment you can be in some state with, let's say, 40%, and let's see, C0 and 60% in C1. So how do we get up with these percentages, with these probabilities of being in one state? It is just by getting the modulus and squaring it. So we have the constraint that the total of the squared modulus have to be 100%, so 1. So this will be our condition. Finally, serializing qubits will yield us qubits. Okay, and the qubits will be just a series of zeros and ones and so on. Will be just 8 of those, so 8 qubits. Cool. And in the end, the only thing that we're concerned about is how do we serialize those. We have this nice property that is that you learned in the math section, that is the tensor product, that will, for example, if we have these two qubits, if we tensor product them, we will obtain a 4-row vector, a bigger one. So we just have to multiply this by those. So 0 with 1 is 0, 0, 1, 0. And that's basically how bits and qubits work.